Press the streaming button. All right. Just waiting for it to show up, and I think we'll be live.
Okay.
Yep, we are live, bruh. So, welcome everybody. It's your boy Cassim Riff here, and today we're finally back. The Press Start Podcast is back with Season 2, and we're starting our first episode off for 2019, right here, right now, with our host, the one and only, formerly known as Big A, now known as Atlas Onus. Welcome to the stream, dude. How you feeling?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm really glad to be back. For those of you that, are just used to the name, you could still call me Big A, but, Atlas is fine too.
True. Hey, boy. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you link the stream to the Discord? I completely forgot to do that.
Sure, I'll go ahead and do that. I guess you have to start off the first topic then.
Oh yeah, I will. All right, let me start off the first topic right now. And I am so excited about this first topic. And this one is an article that comes from GameSpot, and it is called Dragon Ball FighterZ to add Jiren as new DLC character. For those who don't know what Dragon Ball FighterZ is, you've probably been living under a rock when it comes to my channel content. It's a fighting game, and we had a recent DLC season where they released 8 different characters throughout a span of about 8 to 9 months. And since then, we had no DLC come out. For those who are not familiar with fighting games, typically they do something called seasons, where each season, quote unquote, they bring out a new wave of DLC characters. And we're expecting to receive new DLC season to start up this month. And it's going to start up after the upcoming Dragon Ball FighterZ World Tour, which starts this Saturday and Sunday. From a recent tweet sent by Bandai Namco, and recent VJump scans have revealed that Jiren is going to be the new character coming to Dragon Ball FighterZ, and a lot of people have mixed feelings on it. A lot are either happy, and a lot of them are like, bruh, he did nothing in the show. He only did was punch people, and that was it. Basically, we don't know what the other 7 are going to be. All we can do is speculate. So, Big A, I got a question for you, bruh. Who do you want to see? Who do you want to see in Dragon Ball FighterZ for this upcoming DLC season? Like, just anybody from the show, and think about what moves they've done in the show. Which moves you think would be cool to give them in the game?
Although I can understand how some people say that, all Jiren did was, mess people up in the Tournament of Power arc. Yeah, I understand that, but he did have quite a variety of unique skills and moves, so you can't just say he was punching people.
I agree. One of the things you go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, in general, a lot of the Tournament of Power characters were pretty cool. We definitely would like to see some Saiyans. I mean, who doesn't want more Saiyans? And then, Topo would be a cool addition as well.
For me, personally, I'll have to say, I think I understand where people are coming from, where, hearing that Jiren is going to be the first DLC character, I can somewhat understand why people are mad, because, the new Broly movie just came out. There's been a bunch of other characters like Kefla. People have been asking for Master Roshi and Janemba. There's a bunch of characters that people rather have be their first character in the past 3 or 4 months of Dead Space. But, I don't know. I think Jiren would be cool. I think if we think outside the box a little bit, he can actually be potentially great. Like, remember the whole thing where he blinked away the Spirit Bomb and the Gallic Gun? Like, imagine him using that as an ability. Like, you could use 1 bar of meter and you could blink away an attack that's coming at you. Or maybe that's his way of reflecting moves. Like, I taught you how to reflect in the game. And then he has other things, like when he muscled through hits time skip. I think that would be really cool if they gave that to him as like a form of super armor. He just muscles his way out of certain attacks, like Android 16 and Broly can. I think people just gotta be a little bit open-minded about him. And plus, he'd be great for the memes. Like, imagine him Ultimate Ninja Storm flooring somebody as a finish.
Yeah, and then similar to Ultimate Gohan and Golden Frieza, they could have some sort of, I don't know if you call it a transformation or some sort of transition to when he was in his super pissed off mode. I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah, what you're talking about, if it's with the Golden Frieza thing, it's called an install in fighting games. That's when you just completely transform the character. And with Ultimate Gohan, it's just it's a power up. I forget if there's a specific name for it, but there's been people playing around with the idea of Jiren coming into the game. Some people are like, oh, what? There's people rumoring, and I think this is a really bad rumor, and it will never happen, that you could play the game as just Jiren with no assist at all. We can both agree that's probably be a little bit unbalanced. Either he'll be god awful and not usable, or he'll be insanely powerful and there'll be no reason to play 3 other characters. Personally,
well, whoever made that assumption clearly just hasn't played the game.
I think it's based on people took the whole Dragon Ball lore thing and took it another step, because Jiren never really fought with allies. He always says like allies are meaningless, even though he had an epiphany at the end of the Tournament of Power. But we won't ever talk about that. That's too much thought process, bruh. But
yeah, that's very true. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things they can do with him. But personally, if I were to see other people, well, there's going to be other characters. Did you say 7 more?
Yeah, 7 more if it's just like the first season of DLC.
I agree with what the community has said. I would love to see Master Roshi. That's for sure.
For me, I just finished watching all of Dragon Ball. I will admit, like, watching OG Dragon Ball where everybody was, not so depowered. Everyone was kind of depowered, quote unquote, and not everybody was like, here goes the Earthlings, and here goes Goku and Vegeta, 40 billion times stronger than them. I think it's cool seeing that everybody's kind of on the level. I just personally don't know where all this hype is coming about with Roshi. He has cool moves that I've seen in Dragon Ball Z and Super. I'm just not one of those people who are hopping on this whole bandwagon of, oh, Goku's master. I want to see him in the game. Like I'm fine with him being there. It's just characters like Android 17 and Vegito. They got moves and they got cool stuff, but they aren't the best characters in the game to play with, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, you're definitely right about that. Me personally, although I do understand that bandwagon, let's just add all the characters that are somehow related to Goku. I just think Master Roshi's moves and the amount of characters he eliminated during the arc was just cool, and they can do a lot of things with him. Now, the reason other people want him in the game is, kind of stupid, I guess you could call it.
I've seen people who like diehard Dragon Ball fans. I've seen people who never even like watched a full series, whether it's Dragon Ball Z or Super, and they're all like wanting Roshi. And it's like, yeah, he has cool stuff. Like he did that paralysis move where with the 1,000 bolts of lightning going through your body. 10,000 volts of lightning. He has the hypnosis that he used on Goku. He has a bunch of cool stuff. The thing is, if he wants to be a complete and fluid character, you can't just mash it all together and somehow make it work. He's going to be very clunky to play as. And I think people will be mad if they get a incomplete Roshi. And yo, what's up, Tofar Love? And no, we're not getting Joker and Fighters. I'd much rather we get Villager from Animal Crossing.
I honestly don't see too many other people they can put, because most of the other Tournament of Power people were irrelevant. Like, you had your main players, Universe 2, Universe 9, and
the whole thing about the DLC is it's not about just the Tournament of Power. They're pulling out characters from all of Dragon Ball. You even see some moves that are from OG Dragon Ball that Goku uses, and same for Piccolo. So basically any character that showed up in any form of canon could be in the game. Like, for example, Cooler isn't canon because he only appeared in the movies, yet Cooler is in Fighter somehow. So that means you got your Janembas that could be in it. You got your Oob, even though Oob is canon. You got your, I don't know, you got Kefla. Just anybody you could think of that was in Dragon Ball through Super, you can put them in this game. And that's why people are making their list of DLC characters they want to see.
Oh, nice. In that case, they could just put another Boo in there.
That's what I'm thinking. I want either Oob or they give us Super Boo. I doubt they'll give us both, because people will be pissed. Like, bruh, why do I want to have 5 Majin characters?
That's very true. If you had to choose from one of the two, I personally, I'd choose Super Boo, but who do you choose?
You already know the answer. I choose Oob. I love this character. I'll either choose Oob. I got the Nimbo on my list for DLC. And this one might piss off some people because they say we got too many of this character. I would love to see Super Saiyan God Vegeta. I think that would be really cool to see, because Goku has 4 Gokus. Vegeta only has 3. We might as well throw in another Vegeta, and at least let it be a cool Vegeta.
I would be interested if I'd be surprised if they did that. I don't know how.
I think that is a stretch. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
Yeah,
you got Gogeta, who's most likely gonna come. You got Super Broly that could be in there. I just think God Vegeta would be really cool to see because it'll be refreshing versus seeing Super Saiyan Blue.
oh yeah, I definitely want to see the Broly movie characters. Definitely Tournament of Power arc characters, including Saiyans. But I'm wondering if they do include people from just the rest of Dragon Ball, who it will be.
I mean, like we got 7 slots left, so there's a lot of
That's
room
a
for
lot. A
interpretation.
lot of potential.
Like let's list it right now. We got Jiren for one, that's confirmed. Let's say they listen to the
So that's
community. They'll leave us with Roshi, that's 2. Janemba, that's 3. 4 would be Super Broly. 5 would be Gogeta. So 6 Kefla. I think that'll be 2 characters we just don't know what we may get.
yeah. So yeah, exactly. Two characters we don't know what we'll get. Huh? It'd be interesting if they put in a Saiyan from the movie.
He said Bio Broly. If they put a Saiyan in it, it'll probably have to be Turles. He's the only Saiyan I could think of that'll be in. And then people would be mad because there'll be another Goku lookalike in the game.
I mean, you can always do like Kid Vegeta or something. I don't know.
That's what the people did ask. They said that they would like to see either Baby Vegeta from GT, or they'd like to see Kid Goku. Because Kid Goku really would be a completely different Goku. He's shorter than the OG Gokus. He had the power pole to use. He got different things he could do with his tail. You know, like,
Yo,
mm-hmm.
yo, that's cool as hell.
Think about it. Like he had the after image technique that he could use. I mean, he has a lot of stuff he can add to his arsenal. Solar Flare, basically be a little. He'd be a smaller version of Krillin, if we think about it. And there's so much they could play with if they did put Kid Goku in. So, like I said, there's a lot of things out there. We just gotta keep our eyes open, and we gotta hope the Arc System Works know what they're doing.
And that also does leave that one final slot for who knows what we'll get. But also, I mean, if we're gonna go back to the main topic here, yeah, it is kind of confirmed. They showed a picture of in the article from GameSpot. They showed a picture of
The VGem scan.
The Japanese magazine. You did mention this already, so it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, like we all know it. What it looks like in the background is a Tournament of Power stage. So just like the Galactic Arena, we may be getting new stages. But I absolutely refuse to play on that stage. There is no Limit X Breaker, the theme from the Tournament of Power. If that's not the theme for the game, I mean for the stage, then I'm gonna play it. But
that's true.
But we can move on to the next topics. We should get through the question of the day.
Oh yeah, guys. So the question of the day today is, what are your guys' thoughts on the Soulja Boy drama?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what are your Soulja thoughts on the Soulja drama?
Stop. I thought you were gonna already give your opinion on it, but I'll go first. I already made a video. Believe it or not, actually, the video I posted, there was actually more footage of it, like 30 plus minutes of footage, and I chopped it only down to the 20-minute mark because I had a lot to say. Really, it's just me ranting on him and how he's so full of himself. I just don't think we should be giving him any more press. I think the memes are still funny. I think they're still great, but the more we're publishing about him, the more publicity he's gonna get. And he's smart for using it. He's using it to catapult his career back to relevancy, and put more power to him. I just don't want to see this guy get sued or possibly arrested, and everyone out there is thinking like, oh man, F Nintendo for getting this dude arrested, even though he committed a crime.
In my opinion, this whole thing is ridiculous because if that's what he had to do in order to become relevant again, it's just not going to be worth it because you're going to be arrested, you're going to owe a whole bunch of money, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be able to be paid off, and on top of that, no one's going to listen to your music after that.
Yeah, like he has a net worth of $30 million, but we know he doesn't have that money. Like you who've been working around the financial department of different things, bro, probably know this already. Like the difference between net versus gross. For the audience, your net worth is how much all your stuff is worth. For example, if I had nothing but the clothes on my back that are like what $30, and I have a $300 phone, if that's the only thing I have, my net worth is $330. Now, if we were to look at my actual finances, my gross worth would be probably $0 because I got no actual money that I could use immediately. So I'm wondering what his gross worth is, and if Nintendo were to sue him, how much of that would be affected out of his pocket.
I mean, his gross worth, especially since he's thousands rapper, you probably done spent all that money already, to be honest.
I think he still has some type of money because he's out here talking about like, oh man, I bought this new Ferrari. He got all his Gucci and fake leather on, like we see in the interview. I think he still has money because he does have investments. It's funny that on his website before it got taken down, he was trying to sell something called the Soldier Board, and the way it's worded is you think it is an actual hoverboard. My brother, who I talked to, thought it was a hoverboard. I looked at the description. It's a sticker. He's selling a $30 sticker that's marked as $100 on his website. It's marked $100, and he has it on sale, quote unquote, for $30.
What?
Yeah, and he worded it as the Soldier Board. That's why you see me post those Soldier Lies in the Discord, because this dude purposely used he used bad wording on purpose to fool people thinking that, oh snap, I'm about to buy me a $30 hoverboard, and all they getting are stickers.
It's false advertising. That's probably illegal too.
That is illegal. That's a that could be a class action lawsuit. The thing is though, if they go into court, it'll be dismissed because Soulja Boy would say they should have read the description of the website because it is under there. It's just that the title of it says Soulja Board and the picture is a Soldier hoverboard.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, I don't think he's gonna get away with most of the other things he did, but like that's just petty.
True. And so far, love. If you want to be in the chat, if you want to be in the stream, you already know to hit us up, man. We'll all meet up in the general voice chat on Discord. Just let us know. Otherwise, we're just gonna stick to our voice call right here. But yeah, he's right. So far, love said that he has money, but not enough to pay off the lawsuit. Cause yeah, this dude on Twitter said he made $5 million in sales, and him flaunting that's $270,000 in the Breakfast Club interview, that actually been debunked. Cause he did a live stream, and on the live stream it shows the money, but it also shows something. It shows that within a 5-hour span, which is the only time he actually got transactions going through for the day, he only had 7 purchases. And 5 of those purchases were in the same hour. The rest of those purchases are like, 1 purchase per hour. The rest of it is like one giant purchase. You're telling me that one giant purchase was an avid fan, spending $200,000+ on his products. Like, there's something fishy about that. And it's the same day the interview happened. So he done this to make himself look good going into it.
Yeah, that person either is someone he knows or, like you said, an avid fan. And on top of that, like,
I think what happened is
$70,000. You have to have like, I don't know, 100 purchases an hour minimum.
If he was to reach that, if he only sold the Soldier console for $200, and let's say he keeps 100% of the profits for $200,000. I'm about to do the math right now. Let me pull out the calc. We're about to get the calculator, everybody. We're about to damage calc this equation.
You want me to like start the next topic?
We can. What I was about to say about this, actually, I can do it while we're calculating this. Was that Soulja Boy's just been full of a lot of lies, and if that was true, that the numbers were fluctuated, that means that someone must have, probably him, spent $200,000 on just all his products. Like, probably bought 1,000 Soulja consoles right before the interview, so he could go in and say like, yeah, I made $270,000. And if this was to happen, he'll need 1,360 people to buy the Soulja game console to him to reach that amount. You think that's happening in one day?
No, especially not if you're getting an average of 3 people buying your stuff an hour.
Not even 3 people. It's 1 person per hour. It's just that, like, it shows 7 purchases within a 5-hour span. So it's like 1 purchase 1 hour, purchase hour 2, purchase hour 3, 4 purchases in hour 4, and then 1 purchase in hour 5.
So like 1.5 average.
Yeah.
So no way. You have to have way more. No way. If he's gonna go by that rate, it would take him 900 days.
Yeah, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It was at 3 a.m. was when this happened. You tell me someone at 3 a.m. was buying all these products.
Hell no. Yeah, it was one of his people, like I was saying.
Yeah, someone in his camper. He was like stupid. And welcome
Hit him from an alternate account called Not Soulja Boy.
So wait, you didn't get a notification, Brown One? What? Everyone, click that bell. Make sure you got that bell clicked, or at least keep the YouTube scumbagging link open in Discord, because YouTube and Twitch have been playing games lately. I won't lie. And also, don't worry, we'll be making changes to the Discord. So if you're worried about people spamming their crappy videos, don't worry, we'll be having changes coming to the Discord. But
it also looks like Tofar is in the voice channel, so we can hop on to that.
Oh, he didn't tell me. All right, let's hop on in there. We'll see. Hello.
What's up, guys?
Hello. So far, love. I know you're alive.
I mean, we can at least start the topic so he can join
Oh
in
yeah,
on
you can
us.
start. You can kickstart the next topic.
All right, so this next article comes from Forbes. It's about EA and Star Wars. Um, is that, hello?
Bruh.
All right, I can hear myself replaying back there.
Oh, everything's
So
going wrong.
he's watching the stream, so that's right. Let's hop back into our regular.
Mute the stream, bruh. Yeah. Oh god, I can hear myself.
I'm gonna call you.
Yo, you alive? Oh boy.
Yeah. Anyways, Tofar will let us know when he's ready.
Yeah, he said in chat that he can't hear anything in the Discord. That's funny for an episode.
Anyways, we can continue. So,
Yeah.
the article from Forbes is about the whole EA being the only ones with the licensing to make Star Wars games. So what happened was EA had a new Star Wars game in development. So they were relying on Visceral, a company called Visceral, and also I don't know if she's like a game developer or a producer. Her name is Amy Henning. Unfortunately, the company was shut down, and Amy Henning left the project. So EA pretty much had no way to make this happen. So they transferred it to EA Vancouver, and long story short, it doesn't look like that project is happening. On top of all the failures, EA has had with Battlefront 1 and 2, they're really flopping this whole thing.
Yeah. There's been reports actually. I was trying to find articles, but nothing that was too recent. Because we're trying to promote a legitimate podcast. We're not throwing out no fake stuff. There was reports that EA actually had game developers test out this new Uncharted-esque Star Wars game, and the issue was they said their playtester said that they much rather have microtransactions or loot boxes in the game to make the experience better.
Have they not learned from Battlefront 2?
They're trying to be as shady as possible. Everybody and their mom knows that this is a single player game, and they're trying to find ways to finesse loot boxes in. I call complete BS on their playtesters are like, yeah, you know what, this game would be better with loot boxes. Not, oh yeah, let's optimize this, or oh yeah, let's put this item in the game for players to find. No, let's put some loot boxes in, and instead of giving the players what they want, let's give them 80% of the game. like, come on, people, let's be real. So that's the report that happened, and we already know that EA a few months ago, I think we may have covered this. EA said that the single player genre is dying, and that they have evidence of statistics of it being that case. But 2018 proved otherwise with Spider-Man, God of War, things like that. They proved that single player ain't dying.
I mean, anything can come out of their mouths for an excuse, honestly.
This is why we harp on them so much. And by the way, this show is brought to you by EA. If you ever need great games, you can always hit up Electronic Arts. Yeah. Did you say anything good about our sponsors, Big? Or should I say Atlas?
I mean, coming out in 2020, $99.99.
True. Sounds like Assassin's Creed micros. You're right. Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed. That's actually a series I actually fell out of. I've been a big fan of them since Revelations. I played the previous games, and I've been basically for about 6 to 7 years. I've been a fan of Assassin's Creed, but because of the recent decisions of gameplay development, DLC and stuff like that, I fell out of it. And I can see a lot of people doing the same thing with EA in terms of the product they're producing, and I feel bad for Disney. I never thought I'd ever say that in my life. I really do feel bad for Disney. The movies are bad, and you can blame them for rushing out the product and trying to get certain projects rushed out every year. But at the same time, I feel bad because they're locked in this 10-year contract with EA, and all EA has done is produce 2 Battlefront games, and both of them were atrocious in their own ways.
And for that reason, unfortunately, I don't feel bad for them. They're the ones that made the decision to push out the movies, making them, very bad quality. And then at the same time, out of all developers they could have chose, they went with EA. Like, that's ridiculous.
I think here's my thing. You're right about the movies. I remember when they first purchased LucasArts, there was reports that they want to have movies out every year, and I have to say, the only good movie we talked about this when we picked me up from the airport, and before we even played here, we were playing Fortnite, guys. Remember, you should definitely hit Fortnite up with us. When it came to the movies, I think The Force Awakens was fine. Rogue One was definitely good. Majority of people can agree there. I did not see Han Solo, so I can't really give an opinion. But most people are like, it's a nostalgic movie that that no one really asked for. And then we have The Last Jedi, which I did not like. I think majority of people could say out of the 3/4 movies they released, there's at least one of them that was bad, one that was alright, and one that was good. No matter how you order it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I think that's definitely on Disney's production part, and that's their movie production side. That's the issue. In terms of game development, I feel bad for them because they were very ambitious with the product. Because the moment this is 6 years ago, they did this contract with EA, and that's also around the same time they started development for The Force Awakens. So at this time, they were very ambitious with what they wanted to do with the franchise. Push out more games, push out more media content, push out whatever. The thing is, EA has not lived up to theirs end of the bargain. Battlefront 1 didn't have enough content. Battlefront 2, there was enough content, but it was all behind a paywall. And that's when Disney stepped in and told them, hey, this ain't good. Here we are, in the 6th year, they canceled their 3rd game that they only made in favor of a smaller title that they have coming out, as the article says, and it's supposed to be coming in within the 2020 launch period window. So basically, EA cheaped out of having a single-player game to potentially bring out a lesser quality game in hopes of milking us all out for our money.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I feel bad. But we were talking about this in the Fortnite. But people in the chat, and you, Big A, if you had to pick a developer, who would it be for this product?
If I had to pick a specific one, man, that's a hard question, and it deserves more thought than a quick answer. But we both discussed this before, but just move away from EA, honestly.
Yeah, we both agreed that anybody but EA would be better. Personally, if I had to pick a developer, it either had to be like some indie development team, because you at least know they have passion and they wouldn't squander away the opportunity to be in the limelight. If you got Disney backing you up financially to make a game and you're an indie developer, you're going to try to hit that off the park if you can. Other than that, I'll probably have to say Rockstar. The only issue with Rockstar is they take like 10 years to develop their games, so that 10-year contract, there'll only be like one game.
Yeah, and I actually was thinking about that before we said anything.
So
the gap from 4 to 5 was what, 6 years or some shit crazy like that?
More or less around that. So I guess the only like reputable company I could think of that would make it and not completely ruin it would probably be Bungie, which we will talk about later on in the show. But I think Bungie would do it because they're doing a great job with Destiny 2. It's not the greatest game in the world, but they are listening to their fans, and they actually for their entire DLC schedules they actually just outright told people, like, yeah, during this month window, we're planning on having this event happen. We're planning on having this raid happen. We're planning on releasing this much DLC. They actually gave out like an entire full year calendar talking about what's going to be coming out for Destiny. And I think that'll be really cool. If we saw a developer with the big financial backing of Disney, was able to showcase that off to the public, more companies may do the same thing. Because we all know more transparency is better.
Yeah, and that's why I really don't understand what they did with what's it called, with Bungie and all that. But anyways, that's later, isn't it?
Yeah, we get to that really soon. But speaking of bad companies, this article we got right here is the reason why I didn't say Bethesda should be the ones in charge of this.
Yeah, man, ridiculousness.
Hey, before we do this article, let's try to hop into the general chat again. Let's give Tofar Love another try.
Yeah, let's try it again. I mean, we could wait for him.
We can start it off. He can catch up. There's always going to be like that 15-second delay. But yeah, this next article is about this. First, this article comes from IGN, and it says Bethesda squashes rumors of Fallout 76 going free to play. Basically, if you guys haven't heard, yeah, what's up, Tofar?
Yeah, sorry. My computer has been running weird, or like mic wise,
Now you,
so I had to go through my phone. So if my audio is kind of shitty, it's fine.
hey man, it's a family friendly stream, man. We got Disney on our side and EA backing us up. But no,
EA. Oh man, can I get a free copy of Battlefield 3?
yeah, Battlefront 3 is gonna be coming out soon. That's another thing.
Oh,
That's gonna be
cool.
awful. Yeah,
I have all my Soldier Game handhelds ready to play them.
You talking about I got my Soldier Game console ready for this, man. I'm going for that 4K with my AV cables. But
I just realized Big A's name is Superman Dat Ho. I didn't realize that until right now.
bruh, you gotta crank that, bruh. That's why you gotta be in Discord much.
I just saw both names.
I have to give a reference to my name, bruh. Like like everybody
Superman that
like, you gotta crank that. This is what I'm telling you guys. The Discord, we actually have hidden gems in there. We got good memes. There can be good conversations when people actually want to talk, and we're all down to play Fortnite, especially with it being completely cross-compatible. But basically, we can move on to the next topic, and basically, it's about Fallout 76. And Fallout 76, a lot of you probably heard about the debacle with that. The game came out poor launch. The game was broken. They were running this on, I believe they said it's a 20-year-old engine. That's what Fallout 76 is running. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yo, what?
Yeah, the engine is 20 years old. This is the same engine they've been working on since before Morrowind. Like, I think they were working on this with the original Elder Scrolls games. And
anyways, continue.
And to make things worse, the actual next Elder Scrolls game coming out is on the same engine. But that's a topic for another day. Fallout 76 came out, broken game. It's just really bad to play, unplayable. Tons of glitches. Games are breaking for people. Bethesda have been banning people for their actions in the games. It's just been a bad nightmare. And then their $100 editions been talking about they're gonna give people a nylon bag, and the bag they got wasn't even a nylon bag. It was a bag you could get from the dollar store, and that was a big debacle. And Bethesda may be facing a class action lawsuit because they told their fans who spent $100+, you know what? We apologize for the bags being crap and being misleading in our tags. Here, we're gonna give you $500. We're gonna give you $5 worth of in-game currency to remedy this.
Yeah, that's just not worth it.
It's not worth it. And they squashed the rumors of this game being possibly free to play. So I want to ask you two clowns. Seeing everything that's happened with Fallout 76, should they just bite the bullet and make it free to play? Or should they just, just admit that, this is a broken game and just support it in hopes of fixing it for the dedicated fan base?
Well, if you don't mind me starting off, definitely not making it free to play, just because that would, in my opinion, cause more, problems for them, especially since one of the first people to tweet at them regarding the rumors said, "Hey, if it's free, I want my money back."
Yeah, I think that's the reason why they responded like, "Yeah, we don't have any plans to doing it." But yeah, my bad, Brown One. I realized I was supposed to say canvas bag, not nylon bag. They received a nylon bag. That's less quality than a canvas bag, because canvas
is way better.
Oh yeah. So I just don't. That's a big question in general. I guess the second question today for everybody: what's with developers and these pre-orders? Like why they must give us like memorabilia or things we just won't use personally? Like, who's gonna use this canvas bag for anything, let alone a nylon bag? And like the Kingdom Hearts 3, like they're giving out mini keyblades when you go to Japan and get an actual replica, full size one. Like why are they doing this with their pre-orders instead of giving us great DLC?
Oh, on the topic of like stupid, like pre-orders that are stupid, but like I really want it. It's the game. What's it called? Something Shadows Die Twice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? The Dark Souls one.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I went to GameStop yesterday and I was like, oh sweet, I'm gonna pay off Resident Evil 2. And I realized if you pre-order the game, you get a katana replica letter opener. I'm like, I don't even get letters, and I really want it.
That's so stupid.
Well, yeah, I can see like a minority of the fan base just being such super fans. They just want to buy anything related to it, but it's just a distraction from them trying to improve their games, and also being money hungry as well.
It is like with that whole letter opener you're talking about, for love, I think it'd be better if they said a bottle opener. It'll actually be practical to use, especially when you're around the age of legally being able to drink. For anybody out there, like I think we all agree, like if you're 21 older, a bottle opener is more practical than a letter opener.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest. I already kind of wanted the game, and now I want it more because I want that letter opener.
I mean, more power to you. It's better than other pre-order bonuses that I've seen. Like if I'm correct, for Call of Duty, I think it was Infinite Warfare, maybe it was World War II. It was one of those two games, and also, actually, it was Black Ops 3. Yeah, Black Ops 3. And the Naruto Shinobi Striker games, when they had their pre-orders come out, guess what the pre-order was?
Was it like an extra character? It was an extra skin, right?
Nope. You're gonna hate me for this. The pre-order was a pair of socks.
What? What is it? Is it gonna make like your walking more tactical or some shit?
I don't know. The Call of Duty, like if you bought it through Best Buy, you get a pair of socks with it. And there's a good chance that you could actually outgrow the socks because the socks have bad quality to them. And then same for Naruto. Like, who the hell is going to be wearing Naruto socks unless they're going to be doing that anime run? And like my boy Brown One said, you're just going to fall flat on your face. Like, come on. And they did for Elder Scrolls. True. Brown One is right. I hope that they do stick to what they're doing with Elder Scrolls Online for the upcoming Elder Scrolls.
Online free?
Hmm?
Is it free? Like Elder Scrolls Online?
I believe it is. Free? I could be wrong. I've just never been a big fan of Elder Scrolls. I prefer my games to be complete and minimal with their bugs than to play a game and, have a million bugs hit me at once. That's why I didn't play Assassin's Creed Unity like a year later. Because when I bought it day one and it was full of glitches, I was like, nope, I'm not touching this game.
Yeah, I think it was Black Flag that I had the same exact issues with.
Black Flag, I actually had an issue where my save file got corrupted. Like, it wasn't corrupted.
Yo, same here. Sorry to cut you off.
No. Like, it wasn't corrupted. Like, I had it on the 360, and then I was able to get on the Xbox One for a penny because of some trade-in deal they had with GameStop. And I was playing the game, Save data was fine. It's just that one day I tried to log in and continue playing the game. And they said, there's an error that occurred. And then this happened with my Assassin's Creed 3 when I did a second save file of it. So, if I can't play the game, why would I even own it?
Yeah. That's true. That penny was a waste.
Mm-hmm. Like, and I'm even mad because obviously 6 years ago I didn't know they're gonna be doing games with gold because Phil Spencer wasn't at the helm. But now I'm kind of mad because Black Flag, Syndicate and all these other games, they eventually became free through games with gold. And it's like, what the fuck? Why did I even buy these games?
It's very true.
But
let's also praise Phil Spencer for a second.
Yeah, he's done a great job of bringing back. He's done a great job of repairing the damage that Xbox has done. Like, the Xbox brand was under a lot of scrutiny when they first revealed it, and Phil Spencer is doing his damnedest to bring it up. I'm excited for the future. There's been rumors about the Xbox Scarlet project and PS5. I'm looking forward to the next gen of consoles, even though we're still like what feels like the middle of the console cycle right now. Doesn't it feel like that to you guys?
Yeah, I definitely do feel like that, especially because of the beginning of the year and then all these gaming conventions going on.
Mm-hmm. Like Spider-Man just felt like. What you about to say, Tofar?
Yeah, it kind of feels like. Like, I know there's rumors. Like, I'm not even rumors. It's like, PS5 in development now, and I'm like.
Yeah, like we already heard at E3, like Phil Spencer say, like, yeah, we're working on 2 new consoles at least. It just feels like it's a mid-gen thing going. Like, we're still in the middle of the generation. Like, it's been 6 years plus, so yeah, we're getting to the end, timeline-wise. But like with the release of Spider-Man, it felt like when they released the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games on 360, or how we got Halo games or Uncharted and Infamous. Like, those are like middle of the generations for the PS3 and Xbox 360 days. And it feels like that with the releases we're getting now, but we're getting closer to the end, and I don't know how I feel.
And I wonder what they're gonna do with Mixer. They still haven't announced any big updates on that.
No, and I thought Mixer was a cool idea. We reported on that. Remember, you can.
Yeah, that's what I'm bringing it up. You're gonna have a new console, and you're still not telling us what's going on. But whatever. Yeah,
like with Mixer, they said you could have your fans play the game for you if they hook up their controller to the PC. Like, you should be trying to do partnerships with top streamers to go on Mixer.
Exactly. Promote that shit.
Hell yeah. Speaking of promoting and what Microsoft has done well, Sea of Thieves has been hitting the market hard. You can take over for this one, Big A, because I remember we reported on this game last year around this time.
Yeah, man, Sea of Thieves. I was super, excited to get it at the beginning of the year, and then heard all this, you know, bad news about it. So I ended up not purchasing it. But all these free expansions and updates are really doing it some justice. You know, these top streamers are revisiting the game, and this Shrouded Spoils expansion is really, really picking up some steam for it. There's more PVE added, so there's a lot of new like quests and stuff for people in the game. It looks like people are really hopping back on to Sea of Thieves.
Oh hell yeah! And what's up, Michael the Squirtle? Gotta give a shout out to the boy in the chat. Sea of Thieves. You said you haven't played it, right?
No, I have not.
What about you, Topher Love?
No, I have a friend who does, but I've never gotten into it.
I have played it with Brown Juan. Shout out to you, dude. Like I said, anybody wants to be in the podcast, just go into the general chat on Discord, and we'll welcome you guys on. I have played Sea of Thieves actually. I only played it when I had the free month of Xbox Game Pass. Is when I played it on both PC and my 360 and my Xbox One. The game, I feel like you need to have an actual squad to play. You need to have bare minimum 3 people, and that's why I feel like it'd be fun. If it's you and 2 other guys, you could definitely have fun. When you have a full squad of 4, I think that's where it's most beautiful. Because if you play by yourself or with 2 people, it's not that great of a game. And what I mean by that is you're going to be sailing the 7 seas for about 5 minutes. You get to an island, you fight the same 3 or 4 enemies, and that's kind of it. If you're playing with other friends, you can mix and match things. You can do other stuff. You can launch each other out of cannons. It becomes more fun that way. But apparently it's doing great because this game is actually top 5 on viewership for 2019 in Steam. I mean on Twitch. And they're beating out games like Smash Bros. Ultimate when it comes to viewership on Twitch. So think about that.
Well, yeah, and then, moving on to the next article and topic.
Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot. Like, I did combine both of them for this, but I don't know. I think they did a great job of rebounding back for Sea of Thieves, but I've seen this be an interesting question.
If you have 4 people, if you have like a full squad of 4 people, it'll be even better.
Yep, I seen people talk about this, and this is an interesting point. Should we praise developers for fixing and rebounding their games? Like No Man's Sky, for example, was a shit show that ended up cleaning this act together. Or should we still be mad at developers for releasing a broken product for the retail price of $60?
I don't think we should be like, I don't think we should like actively like headhunt anyone and be like, oh, you lied to me 3 years ago at the game. But I don't think we should be like, oh, good on you guys. You fixed the game that you let out that wasn't ready yet.
Yeah. What about you, Big Gay?
Well, I'm so used to taking like the middle ground, so instead, I don't know. I don't feel like it's anyone's duty to tell them, hey, good job, you're fixing this. That's part of a game. There's going to be updates. There's going to be expansions. Yeah. Unfortunately, I had a bad start, but, I'm glad, they're doing their job like every developer's supposed to do. Fix the game. Make it better.
I mean, like Michael right now in the chat says like, hey, we should be mad. And I'm in the boat with him. Like, don't get me wrong, as a content creator for YouTube, whenever I make a mistake or like a video didn't come out the right way, like it'll fine for me post editing, like when I hear the playback versus when it's uploaded, stuff happens. And whenever I see a lot of criticisms or people mentioning like the flaws, I do get upset, especially if it's something I worked hard in. So I do kind of know where the developers are coming from if they're under a lot of scrutiny for this. But at the same time, when you're charging a product to people and you're giving them promises of stuff, I really feel like I'd much rather you delay the game for a few days, few weeks, maybe up to a year, knowing that the game is going to be completely fine, than to release a rushed product and day one, everybody has to get a 30 plus gigabyte update. And it's not to say like, oh, they realized after the fact that it was shipped out that the game is broken. If the game is having a 30 gigabyte update day one, someone had to develop that update. So that's where I really feel like developers shouldn't be getting a lot of leeway with all this stuff.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. Number one, because that was the game we were all supposed to play on the Trap House Discord.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, we all was...
I was so excited for it, dude, and then it ended up happening. Like, all that bullshit ended up happening. And then, number two, like, a common theme that I keep seeing is EA, Disney, whatever the case may be, they don't take the time. They'd rather just push it out, make some money, whatever money they get off of it, and that's it. Why don't you just take, in case of a movie, like another year, or in case of a video game, a couple of more months? Take that extra time, perfect it as much as you can, reasonably, and release it, and people are gonna like it, man.
Yeah, like you got any thoughts on that so far, Luke?
Yeah, like, because like whenever it comes out, it goes, game comes out, it's buggy and no one likes it, and then studio goes, oh, sorry guys, we didn't mean to, but here's the update, and here's maybe like a free costume for a character. Everyone goes, oh, okay then, and like it's like forgiven, and then like you're like, no, don't give them that like the easy out of like, oh, we just.
Yeah, like you're right. The industry for gaming is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Obviously, this is dispersed between different games, consoles, the mobile market, things like that. It's a damn shame when you got companies who they make they make 6, 7, 8+ figures yearly for their products, and they're not taking the time to do the right thing. Like, I understand, like it's weird because we're seeing more like indie developers, more smaller known companies, take a year off or maybe a few months to optimize a game. Like Mortal Kombat 11 is gonna come out, like I think May for the Switch, and the game is worldwide for the PS4, Xbox, and PC in April. So the Switch has another month of development, and people are praising NetherRealms because they're like, "Yo, I'd rather you take this extra month to make the game great for the Switch than to release it being broken on the Switch while the other platforms had a great experience." And I completely agree.
Can really quickly, can we just talk about how great Mortal Kombat 11 looks right now?
Oh yeah, I'm so excited for that game, man.
Get that out there. I saw the demo that is the show off of the game, and I was like, that looks fucking awesome.
No, it does look great. I've seen some of the gameplay for it. I wish we brought that up as a topic, but I want to see more of the roster be revealed. But I don't know, with the whole update thing, if a company realized there's an issue with the game being released at post-launch, mistakes happen. Whatever. We can all live. The game didn't kill us. We can take it back and get our refund if we bought it from anybody but GameStop, or if we downloaded it and played it for less than 2 hours through the download sites. But when the correlation we're seeing, like you mentioned, Big A, was EA, Disney, things like that. Sea of Thieves they were published by Microsoft, but they were made by another studio, I believe. And if Microsoft, along with Sony, Sea of Thieves and No Man's Sky, was marketing these games and pushing it out there as like, yo, this could be the next big thing for our platform, they should really be ashamed of themselves for letting them release such a broken product. That looks really bad for your business when that's happening.
And if it's just a little hiccup from Microsoft, I doubt that they're ever going to make a mistake like that again. But if not, they lesson learned. Don't use that same developer again.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say not to use the same developer, because it depends on how long they took to make the game. If they did like a Final Fantasy 15, it took them 10 years to develop this crappy game, then yeah, kick the bucket with that developer. Go find somewhere else. But they made this game in 2 years, and they released it like this. It's like, okay, everybody was in the wrong for what they did. I'd much rather you give me a free game that's incomplete like Fortnite than to rather pay $60 for an incomplete game. I think that's just the bottom line for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, we can move on to the next topic, and this one is okay. Who has me on?
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. We got this next
Right,
topic by Screen Rant. I think you can take over, Big A.
Yeah, so Activision, Blizzard, I'm just going to call them Blizzard. Blizzard is splitting up with Bungie and then, just being very dishonest to their investors, and then they're also handling the split very unprofessionally. Well, number one, they didn't tell the investors that they're going to hand over the rights or let Bungie retain the rights to the Destiny franchise. And then number two, the things that they did with the games before the split is kind of ridiculous. Like number one, trying to add monetization to the game, like something we've never seen before. Why would you pull a EA? I don't get it.
It's because Activision is shady. They actually were telling Bungie to they were forcing Bungie to push out certain things for the game, and they actually kind of rushed some of their projects because Activision gave them deadlines. Same thing's happening right now in Black Ops 4. I don't know if you played Black Ops 4 Too Far Love, but the issue with that game is very buggy. for
I didn't
zombies.
get around to playing it.
Yeah, dude, the game is very bad for zombies. It's having blue screens for the PS4. That's when your game force closes on you. That's the equivalent for us on Xbox. Um, there's no campaign, even though they said that they want to spend more time on multiplayer and stuff. The multiplayer is butt cheeks.
It's like all jagged.
Yeah, it's butt cheeks depending on who you're playing with, and even people are playing hardcore instead of regular, TDM. And then Blackout. While Blackout is fine, there's been rendering issues. The game has been like having glitches, and they're putting more focus on Blackout than they are for the other two, multiplayer and zombies. And again, this is an Activision like published video game. Why are they pushing these companies to release poor products?
I think just the split with Bungie had them like be very salty, especially since they had to hand over such a great game like Destiny. But they deserve it. Like all these class action lawsuits, they deserve it. You guys are being dishonest. Your stock plunged down 10%, and not good things from Activision.
You got anything you want to say, Topher Love?
Actually, this is where I have to go because I have to get ready for work in a bit.
Go ahead, bro. It was great having you on the show.
All right, but it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on here for a bit. I look forward to doing this again.
Oh, for
also,
sure.
can I do a quick shout out to someone real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
I want to shout out the artist Pickpocket on Twitter because I commissioned a wonderful piece for her and she did it, and she did a great job. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend going on Twitch and looking at the top right corner, and that's the piece she's done. I requested it. Looks great, and I love it. Kastropi's best girl. I won't take any arguments because you're wrong if you don't think though. All right, thanks. Bye.
Well, that was an interesting shout out. But no, the whole Activision thing I was going to mention. There's been reports that at Bungie they were actually popping champagne bottles the moment they found out they were split from Activision. You gotta be a really bad parenting company if you got former employees popping champagne bottles celebrating that they're not with you anymore.
I mean, they were forcing them to do things to their game that they didn't want to do.
Exactly.
And then they probably made like extremely unreasonable deadlines on top of that.
Oh, they absolutely did. Like for Black Ops 4, usually Call of Duty games come out within November, and I guess they're trying to compete with Battlefield from EA and things like that. And in response to it, they released Black Ops 4 months early. It's been 12 plus weeks of Black Ops being out, and the game was bad. Here's something shady that may have been on Activision's part. Black Ops 4 came out with no black market. That's the microtransaction store. The game was perceived well by reviewers. The black market comes out, and they're trying to sell a red dot site, like the little dot that you have in your scope. They're trying to sell a dot for $1 in the store, and they're trying to sell a smiley face scope for $2 in this game. Who wants to pay $2 for a smiley face on their reticle?
Wait. World War II had plenty of attacks on there for free.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to charge money.
They're trying to charge $2 for a smiley face that you can see out your scope. Meanwhile, the other scopes, you don't need to put a smiley face. Just hell, give me a picture of Burt Reynolds or something. Like, I don't need all that. I just want something to see better with to shoot the enemy. Like, obviously, I do want customization, but I'd much rather you don't give me customization than to charge me money for it.
Oh my god, like that's ridiculous. You know what? They deserve to get the shit suit out of them, honestly.
Mm-hmm. But it's whatever. They deserve what they're getting. I don't think they should have been hit with the class action lawsuit because, if this split was going on, it must have been behind private closed doors. And sometimes, you just can't tell everybody everything. Like, if you got legal issues going on, you can't inform people. I think they should have informed their investors, like, look, we're having discussions with our developers, and things may be changing for the foreseeable future. They said that in the earnings call. These developers will have absolutely no reason to sue. The only reason I'm happy to see this lawsuit happening is because Activision deserves to be put into the ground. Like Diablo Immortal. People wanted another Diablo game. Would they give us a mobile game? Huh. Maybe it's not because the mobile market is so lucrative right now. You can microtransaction the hell out of that. No. Everyone's just mad because, oh yeah, we don't want a Diablo game on our phones. You know what they said? They said, don't you all have phones? Don't you guys have PCs to develop this game on? Like what is with companies right now thinking that, hey, we can pull a fast one on everybody and they think we're stupid?
Thirsty. They're probably even, I don't know if I'm even allowed to say this, but they're probably even thirstier than EA.
Yeah. I mean, we should not be seeing.
I feel like that's a sin, that what I just said about whatever.
Nah. Both companies are the forefront of being the definition of shady. Activision, they're making a couple $1 billion. They had CFO walk out on them. Think about that. The CFO, the chief financial officer, walked out on Activision. You know, we got EA. You know, being harped on by Disney for not living up to their end of the bargain. And like the only other company I can think of that's been really bad right as of late is Ubisoft. And you know, Ubisoft has still been putting out good games. It's just that a lot of false advertising with what they promote. But other than that, it's been Activision and EA just ruining the gaming market.
Yeah, Activision pulled both the EA and the GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, with all the, you know, the stock dropping and the people walking out, and then also trying to scam people out of some money with microtransactions.
True. Like Michael said in the chat, like Activision already got their money, like from Skylanders and things like that. They definitely get a lot of money from the kid market there. But it's just crazy all the games that Activision, you know, and EA, they both are publishers for. And we know the difference between publishers and stuff. If you see my DBFZ video, that still means they're getting a cut of the profits.
Right. I know that.
So like when you see all these Madden games come out from EA, and then you're seeing, you know, loot boxes from Joe Schmo's game, it's like, bruh, these companies are raking in the money right now. Like Battlefield 5, they made that game to be politically correct, Battlefield 5, and their way of promoting the game, they were talking about they showed some of the comments that people had, and they were showing all the stuff about this game being sexist. The fan base being sexist. You know, everyone's a bunch of cis white males and things like that. Because in their game, they had this is World War One. In this game, they had a woman in World War One with a prosthetic arm, and she's kicking ass in a World War One scene. And people are mad because they said Battlefield. Who the fuck cares? Battlefield 5 will be exact replica of historical accuracy. Yet we got a woman with a prosthetic arm kicking ass in World War One. Just what are developers thinking when they do this stuff?
I have no idea, dude.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine a woman with a metal claw holding a gun and, you know, taking on an entire army?
What? No.
That's exactly what she is. She has a metal arm, like a little hook on it. When you go into the game, like you open up a door and a soldier knocks you down, and the soldier's ready to kill you. She comes swinging with like a bat out of nowhere. She somehow has a bat in her hands, and she swings at this dude to knock him out. And then she picks up a gun, and she's shooting an automatic rifle in the middle of a war.
What?
This is an EA product.
That is crazy, dude.
When we're done the podcast, check out the video, bruh. And it has a bunch of dislikes. Like, shout out to the communities out there, man. When they know there's BS out there, we all rise up to the occasion. We make our voices known. Whether these companies listen to us or not, we're putting our foot down by telling them, like, look, we're not buying your crappy product. And we're seeing it right now. CFOs leaving Activision. You know, EA getting hammered down by Disney because of what happened on the subreddit. You know, companies are being hit hard financially because of what we're doing. And I gotta applaud the communities for this. Otherwise, we'll be still being, you know, bent over by a table with $100 DLCs.
Yo, if you don't mind me jumping back to the question of the, or not the question of the previous topic.
Mm-hmm.
What was the company called that made the original Call of Duty games?
The original Call of Duty games, you have
or the Modern Warfare.
You got Infinity Ward. They're the original ones.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be interesting.
Infinity, they all still, the way it's broken up is Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer Games, and Treyarch. They're all three developing companies under Activision. So whenever Black Ops come out, that's a Treyarch product. And then after that, I think the next cycle is Sledgehammer Games, and then we go into Infinity Ward. I mean, we have Infinity Ward, and then we have Sledgehammer Games, and that's the cycle. You know, Activision, Infinity Ward Sledgehammer. Activision, Infinity Ward Sledgehammer, and repeat. So Infinity Ward still makes products. They're the ones who actually made Infinite Warfare, that god awful video game that was the second most disliked video in YouTube history.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of companies that can make the game.
It's not that the games can't be made better. It's that they have bad people at the helm, and they're not listening to the fans. It took us 4 years to finally get a boots on the ground COD after people been complaining since the days of Ghost. Like, people didn't want no wall running or jetpacks. People have been complaining about that for 4 years straight. And after the dislikes they got from Infinite Warfare, they were like, yeah, we're gonna make a boots on the ground COD. That's why World War II, we reported on that, I think. World War II is actually a game that was 2/3 way done complete in its development for another title. They decided to, at the last minute, flip the switch and make World War II, which is why the story mode was lackluster, and that's why they only had 9 maps for multiplayer. It's because they decided to flip the switch at the last minute.
I mean, the game wasn't bad, though.
No, it wasn't bad, man. You know how much work I was putting in there, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like, I mean, I understand the comparison, but if they were to put it in as much effort as World War II developers did, then it'd be a whole different story.
Like, yeah, I applaud Sledgehammer for making a decent game. Like, obviously there was issues with it, balancing, like, fire shotguns that shoot you from 30 feet could somehow kill you, and how everybody and their mom was running, like, rapid fire, and everybody camped inside the mail room in St. Marie du Mont. Like, there's balancing issues with the game, but it was still a fun game. And hell, you saw us drop 30 bombs. You saw us drop 20 plus kills.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we owned that game.
Sometimes even 30. Like, come on.
Like, we owned that game when we all played. So, like, good game. Just a really bad process that led to it. Like, if they made this game and there was no issues with it, I applaud them. The issue is, we didn't get World War II until we had to jump through a million different fire hoops. And that's where the real issue is.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
You got anything else you want to say, or we should wrap it up?
No, we pretty much dried out all our topics that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys. If that's the case, I want to thank you guys for watching this. We were really vocal about things because it's been, almost 5 months since we had an episode. And there's been a lot of stuff happening since late 2018 to 2019. So that's why we did this rundown video for you guys. If you guys like this, be sure to leave a like down below. Also, leave comments if you want to be in future episodes. Just let us know. We'll put your little logo down there in one of those mystery boxes, and we'll definitely have you guys out there. Yeah, anything you want to say, Atlas?
Nah, son, it really is good to be back, though, and I hope we can try to, push out an episode every other week or so.
Yeah, I'm down. If we get that every week thing, I'll be 100% down. We already got our boy Carlos, who's ready to be on standby queue. If not, then we'll push out as much as we can for you guys. But other than that, I'm about to get out of here and probably play some Fortnite, everybody. Take that as a hint, people. Hit me up in Discord. Yeah, guys, we're about to get out of here. The gate's full open, and I gotta go close them, guys. And we're about to play some Fortnite, so bye.
Soldier Gates.